WB to Twitter writing. I hope you guys remember what that stands for. Of course, it means welcome back. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 트위터 라이팅의 권리나입니다. Now, today is a Friday, and Friday is the beginning of a fantastic weekend. So I'm sure you guys have some grand plans, and I'm curious, what are your plans? I plan on going for a run and reading Pride and Prejudice for the 7th time. I know it sounds really boring. I'm sure you guys have much more interesting things to tell me about. So, accordingly, today's topic is asking about plans and sharing your plans. 오늘 Unit 8은 계획 묻고 답하기입니다. But before we go on, of course, we have a last batch of Twitter-specific vocabulary, or in other words, informal abbreviations and acronyms. With no further ado, let's just jump right on in. The first word today is be fast? No, breakfast. Breakfast. I never eat breakfast, actually. It's a pretty terrible habit. But be fast stands for breakfast. And it's just a shorter, you just get rid of the R-E-A-K, it's just have a B instead of, right next to the fast. So be fast stands for breakfast. And of course, BTW, what could it possibly stand for? It's the one you're thinking of. By the way, BTW. Actually, this is really commonly used in the English day-to-day conversation. BTW, I'm gonna go for a run. BTW stands for by the way. Let's move on to the next batch of words. Of course, the next word you're looking at is huh? 한국말로 왜 이런 expression 있잖아요. It's the same thing. Huh? What? What are you talking about? It's an expression that we use when we're asking, what? What? Huh? What? It means the same exact thing. And of course, we have GD. Good. Good. You just get rid of the two O's, subtract it, and you can save 2 characters on your tweet. Good. GD stands for good. All right. And the last 2 words I want to go over with you are abbreviations, and make sure to write in all caps. ILU. What could this possibly stand for? It stands for I love you. I love you. ILY stands for I love you. And very similarly, IOU, all in caps as well, stands for I owe you. 돈을 갚을 때 I owe you. 또는 뭔가 when you're giving somebody or doing somebody a favor, or someone did a favor for you, I owe you, I owe you. And it's pronounced and spelled the same way. How convenient, right? IOU stands for I owe you, and ILY stands for I love you. Please remember this and go ahead and utilize it on Twitter. You're free to do whatever you want with the data we give you guys. And we're officially ready to dive on into Unit 8, so let's move on to Twitter dialogue writing. WB to Twitter dialogue writing. Of course, this is where we gather all kinds of tweets to put together a dialogue so it's easy for us to talk about today's topic, which is planning, just planning in general. Let's talk about what your plans are. But first off, let's listen to our weekly conversation in Korean. Listen carefully.
트위터로 주말 계획을 세웠습니다.
와우, 정말 꼼꼼하시네요.
트위터를 하다 보면 시간이 정말 잘 가네요. 벌써 점심시간이 다 됐네요. 20분 후에 피자를 배달시켜 먹을 것 같습니다.
아침을 굶어서 뱃속에서 꼬르륵 소리가 나요. 뭘 먹을지 생각하는 것도 힘드네요. 주말에는 어떤 계획을 세우셨나요?
가족들을 데리고 벚꽃 축제에 갈 계획을 세웠습니다. 날씨가 워낙 좋아서 몸이 근질근질해요.
전 트위터로 계획을 세우면 거의 다 실패하곤 합니다. 주말 계획은 아직 없고 그냥 집에서 TV 보면서 시간 때울 것 같습니다.
Have you ever made plans on Twitter? Well, this is what today's conversation is about. They decide on what to do over the weekend through Twitter. How convenient. All right, so let's take a look at our first sentence for the day. 트위터로 주말 계획을 세웠습니다. 트위터로 through Twitter, via Twitter. But today I want to use a word through Twitter. 주말 계획을 세웠습니다. When you make plans for the weekend. So all together it says, I made plans for the weekend through Twitter. One more time, I made plans for the weekend through Twitter. Have you ever created weekend plans on Twitter? Alright, and how does she respond? Wow, 정말 꼼꼼하시네요. Again, wow is wow in English. 정말 꼼꼼하시네요. 꼼꼼하다 is to be detail oriented, to pay attention to all the small, keen details. Alright, so it says, wow, you're so detailed. Wow, 정말 꼼꼼하시네요. Wow, you're so detailed. Alright, and how does he respond? 트위터를 하다 보면 시간이 정말 잘 가네요. 트위터를 하다 보면 시간이 정말 잘 가네요. If you just spend time on Twitter, time goes by really fast. But you can use a different expression that literally means time flies. Time flies.